Hello, good morning. My name is Sherry, and if you're new here at my channel, welcome. And if you're somebody who's been following me, thank you for continuing to follow me. So, I want to first start off with um, if you're new here, like I said, my name is Sherry, and been I have been making videos regarding my grief journey. Uh, they are on my playlist here on my channel, and it's entitled My Grief Journey, and currently it's 1 through 7. This is actually going to be number 8. So if you've never been here to my channel, I would and if it's that something that you're interested in as far as grief, um, definitely watch my videos, especially number 1, because it basically really gets into my journey and talks about a lot of things. I don't really want to repeat all of it, but I will say some of it. My husband passed away in September of 2024. So I have definitely been on a journey since then. I've started making these videos for 2 reasons. One, to help me along my journey, and also to help anybody else. And it makes me feel really good to know that just what I'm saying could help somebody else. And by the way, I am no medical professional. This is just my journey, okay? Now, that being said, um, and yes, you hear my cat. If you watch my videos, you're always going to hear my cat. Come on. She always wants up here. Anyway, this is Snowball. This is Snowball. She's my little baby. And I can tell you, I've mentioned this in several videos. When you're grieving, especially if you've lost a spouse and you're alone, a pet can be so great for you. Can be so they give you unconditional love, and they, that she can sense. I have 3 cats, but this one, she can absolutely sense when I'm down, when I'm depressed, and definitely if I'm crying, she's right there. If I'm crying, she's going to be right up on top of me, loving me, hugging me, kissing me. Oh, she'll be licking my face, and she'll be trying to get me to stop. She knows I'm upset, so she don't like it. But anyway, my point being, animals are awesome. So if you are an animal lover, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're not, get you an animal. As long as you're not going to mistreat it, get you an animal. Okay. Now, sorry, I didn't mean to get into animals, but she got up in my lap. Anyhow, so I wanted to, first of all, regarding my video I posted yesterday, I hope everybody liked it. I hope everybody got a giggle out of it, because that's me. That's I'm very real. So I told 2 different stories where I was laughing. And it feels good to laugh. It feels good to do that. And then on the flip side of that, you get to feeling like, maybe I shouldn't be laughing. Maybe people think I'm talking about grief, and people think if I'm laughing that I'm not grieving. Well, I just want to tell you, if you're somebody who thinks that because I laughed and I told a joke, or I told a story that was funny and I laughed, that I'm not grieving, you could not be more wrong. I'm trying to survive is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find some happiness in my life. And, unless you're somebody that's gone through grief, you wouldn't understand that. But you literally try to find things to make you happy. And in my last video, I said that I make a conscious decision to count my blessings every day. And will do that. I will absolutely um, make a, I count I definitely, if you make a decision to count your blessings every day, and to also say something that's happened throughout the day that's positive. I mean, yes, the blessings can definitely, they're positive, but I just mean just something that you've done throughout the day in a positive way. Well, and I can tell you, we were talking about cats. I can tell you this cat, she's one of my blessings. Um, I had two cats. Wasn't looking for a third one. She found me. She showed up at my door one day. It was winter time and it was cold. And I may have told that story already. I don't know. But anyway, she found me. And I think God knew he was going to, well, God obviously, yeah, definitely knew he was going to be calling my husband home. And that this cat would be there for me to help me. So I like, she's my little blessing. Anyway, on to what I was going to be saying. Regarding the last video, there was a lot of laughing. There was a lot of giggling and everything, which I think is good. But I did want to get into something serious, okay? So first, but I want to go back to the last video. The part I mentioned, which I laughed about, the part I mentioned about I made a shirt that said, it's okay to not be okay. And then it was funny because when I took it off the heat press, I did it upside down. So it says it's okay to not be okay, and it's upside down. So it was very funny. It was, it was funny. Well, but then I was gonna wear that to work last night, and when I went in there to get it to wear it, because everybody told me go ahead and wear it even though it's upside down, because the message is still there. It's, it was it was kind of cool. Well, anyway, and I'm sorry, I just kicked the table. Anyway, then I went to get it to put it on, and I noticed the message, it wasn't centered at all. It was more way over to one side, and so I realized, it just looked stupid, and I wasn't going to wear it. But it also made me realize how little I was paying attention when I made it. And, things have been happening. Things have been happening to me as far as my ability to concentrate, my, forgetfulness, all these things. And making really stupid mistakes, doing stupid things. At work, it has even affected my job. I've packed empty boxes and sent an empty box down the line. And because I'm just not, I can't hold a thought. I can't, and I recognize it. I recognize something's not right. Well, and I bring this up because I told you about the shirt. I didn't wear a shirt to work, but I left my house, and I leave my house. I sit down, I put on my shoes, I go get my bag that I'm going to take, that I take to work, get my lunch, get in my car, go to work. I even stopped at a convenience store, got me a Dr. Pepper and a snack, and I'm telling you this for a reason. In just a minute, you'll understand. So I do all this stuff, and then I drive to work, which I live about 45 minutes away, so it's a long drive. But anyhow, I get to work. Amazon is big. It's a big parking lot, so it's not like I'm parked right next to the door. So I did have a little bit of a walk, to get in. I get in the building. I scan my badge to get in. I start walking down the main hallway, and I just looked down, and I noticed I had two different shoes on. I mean, when I first seen it, I started laughing, but at the same time, I'm thinking, what in the heck is going on with me? Well, luckily, I had a locker at work that I had another pair of shoes in. And I did have to go to HR to get, so they could give me my combination to my locker because I haven't used it in a very long time, so I'd forgotten it. But anyway, that being said, I wanted to tell you that story. And yes, it was funny. And yes, we all laughed at work and we got a giggle out of it. And people were saying, about me wearing two different shoes, that I should have definitely wore the shirt that said it's okay to not be okay. But at the same time, hold on just a minute. Okay, sorry. My cat was fixing to scratch my couch, and I had to make her stop. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I typically never use notes. I just start speaking from the heart. I am going to use a few notes. And the reason for that is the story I just told you. Because I know there's something going on. Okay? And I even said in one video, if you ever feel like you're crazy, you're not crazy. And yeah, I felt that too. I felt like I'm crazy at times. But in fact, I had somebody at work today tell me, I think you have dementia. Well, she was laughing and joking. To me, that's not something I want to laugh and joke about because, that would be devastating. So, but this is what I think the issue is. And I know I'm going to read this and then I'm going to talk to you about it because I've got questions, okay? So, what I'm reading is called, grief brain fog or grief brain is a common normal response to a significant loss, causing memory problems, difficulty concentrating, impaired decision making, and feeling generally dazed or foggy. It happens because the brain is overloaded processing intense emotions and trauma, impacting areas like the frontal cortex, which is the focus area, and the hippocampus, which is the memory area. This cognitive slowdown helps the brain cope but can affect daily functioning, though it usually improves as grief lessens. Okay, that pretty much is a definition of grief brain fog. And here is some symptoms. Difficulty focusing or paying attention. That's me. I can't stay focused on one task. Memory lapses, forgetting names, appointments, why you entered a room. Yeah, to all of it. Trouble thinking clearly or making decisions. I'm definitely having trouble thinking clearly. It definitely. And feeling disorganized, distracted, or confused, and having trouble doing daily tasks. I said to you in a video, I don't remember what day it was, but I mentioned having trouble cleaning my house. That never has been an issue, and now it just seems like such a monumental task to just simply clean my house. And of course it does get bigger and bigger as it doesn't get cleaned, but it will seem like so much. It will seem like, it will seem like a monumental task, and it never used to do that. But also it mentioned mental fatigue and feeling in a fog and misplacing items. Yes to all of that for me. It said when this happens, this is the science behind it. It said grief is a form of trauma that floods the brain with stress, hormones like cortisol, and emotional signals. Um, so the reason I'm bringing all this up is because, sorry, I didn't mean to have that paper in front of the camera. The reason I'm bringing it all up, I feel like that's what I'm going through. But I have questions for anybody out there that is familiar with this, okay? I want to know, one, if anybody that's watching this video, I want to know if you've experienced this brain fog, okay? If you have, please, please, please put it in the comments, okay? Let me know your experience. Or, the other thing I want to know, if you did have this, if you have experienced it, did it happen at the beginning of your loved one passing, or much, much later? Because my husband's been dead now almost 14 months. And this is probably within the last month, this has really been, getting worse and worse. So I'm curious about that. I'm curious on if it's something that typically happens at the beginning or it happens years later. So if anybody can comment, can answer that in the comments. Then the other question I had was, what do you do about it? I mean, I know that, I'm sorry, I have a cat that's making a lot of noise in my other room. I don't know what she's doing in there. But anyway, I know that I can go to a doctor to make sure that it's not dementia, which I don't really think it is. I think it's what I'm saying, but it seems to be getting worse. And it's like I cannot concentrate on one thing. And, even when I make these videos, I ramble, So I don't know. So if anybody could help me in any way with that topic, I would so appreciate it if you would comment on that. And and as far as timelines and things like that, I know that it is definitely something real. I know that it is. And it does feel like you're in a fog and you can't concentrate. And I don't know if I don't know. For a while, I kind of hid my grief. I didn't let people, I didn't talk about it. I didn't let people know that I was still struggling with it. Now I am letting people know. So I don't know if that did something, I don't know. I really don't know what is happening. I do know that because of it, I've laughed a lot. I've done some stupid stuff. Stupid stuff. Another thing I did at work, at one point during the night, I was going to go to the restroom. I was not going, it wasn't a break. I was going to the restroom, and I started to go clock out. And I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I thought I was going to go home. But I caught myself. And actually that was the second time I'd done it earlier. Also, when I was coming back from a break, and this is a break that is not, you don't clock out for. It's just a break. And I hadn't clocked out for it because we don't. And on the way back, I was going to clock in. So my brain is not, I'm forgetting things. I'm forgetting simple little things. I'm having trouble thinking clearly, making decisions. I'm definitely feeling disorganized, distracted, confused. all of it. So I definitely just want to know if anybody else has experienced that, like I said. And and I said, I told a coworker, I said it's either that I'm going through this, or maybe, just maybe, God has said, I'm going to make you do a whole bunch of funny things so you'll be laughing a lot because you need to laugh. And, I don't know. But but for right now, I just wanted to bring that up and see, like I said, I would appreciate any response I get to that. And and as I stated, also, I don't remember if I said this. See, I really literally do not remember if I said at the beginning of the video. I don't think I said it, but if you like the video, hit the like button. And if you want to keep seeing my content, you could definitely subscribe and hit the bell so that you'll get notified of new videos. And I don't think I said that. But I'll go back and watch this and see if I did. But my point in saying that is I get confused. I get very confused. And it is kind of scary. It is. It is. I don't think it's dementia, and I know what people are going to say. I know some of y'all are going to tell me in the comments, you need to go see a doctor to make sure it's not dementia. And I don't have a problem with going to see a doctor. It just won't be till January. But what I have a problem with, because I don't know whether they would automatically tell me it's grief fog or whether they would want to do a bunch of tests to rule out dementia. And I don't know that I'm up for all that. I just don't. I don't know that, um, and now I'm sorry. I just had a thought that teared me up, and I'm sorry. And see, I don't even know why I'm apologizing. I've been very real with everybody, and I mean, you've seen me through my highs and lows and everything. But I did just have a thought that it was like, oh my gosh, I surely wouldn't want dementia, because, and it isn't even about the sickness or who would take care of me or the dying, which I'm not afraid to die at all. My first thought, and the thing that made me tear up, is I thought if I had dementia, I would lose my memories of my husband, and I already lost him, and I don't want to lose that. That's all I have now. And I'm sorry. I did not mean to. And see, I don't even know why I'm saying I'm sorry. I'm so honest with everybody on here about my feelings and everything. But it just hit me. I mean, it just, boom, it hit me. That's how grief works, too. I don't think it's dementia. I really, really don't. But I do think that this is what I'm going through, is this grief brain fog. And I don't like it too well. I just don't. I don't like it. But that's another reason when I ask if anybody's experienced it, and I wanted to know when you experienced it, as far as at the beginning, at the end, middle, whatever, or if you're still experiencing it after years and years. And like I said, I would like to know what you did about it, how long it lasted, things like that, or how bad it got. Anything you could tell me, I would appreciate. I would definitely appreciate. And I came, that just got me. So, but I mean, I'm sure everybody can understand that. Nobody wants to lose their memories of their loved one. So I certainly wouldn't want to do that either. So, that being said, I'm going to completely change focus now to my three things. I say them every time. So, and the first one really fits today. It's okay to not be okay. It's absolutely okay to not be okay. And to have bad days, or to forget things. But then, and my second one is grief never ends. It definitely changes, it never ends. And the third one is love never dies. The love is always still there. So, with that being said, there was something, see, and now I'm forgetting again, because there was something else I wanted to say, and I don't remember what it was. I completely lost it, and I don't know. There was something that I wanted to say before I said my three things. Oh, I remembered. And so now I'm happy because I remembered. Okay, the other thing I want to say is try to do something positive today. Have at least one positive thing today that you're that you've either done or you're going to do, or one positive thing about the day. And then also just count your blessings. And once you start counting your blessings, then you realize that you are blessed. That I can definitely count my blessings and realize, think things are how blessed I am. And now, and like I mentioned about my house, now I'm off today. I'm gonna try to clean this house again. It's definitely an issue, but as I mentioned the other day, it's getting to be a problem. But I think I know why now. I think this is what's going on, and I'm having difficulty staying focused on one thing. And simple little tasks that I used to do on a daily basis now, for whatever reason, seem to overwhelm me, and I have trouble getting them done. And I think that is actually affecting me at work too, because I pack and I'm not as fast as I used to be. And, we have rate to meet, and I'm getting slower. And I think it's because I cannot stay focused on what I'm doing. So, anyway, with that being, this little cat's she says, I just want to get in all these videos. I just want to get in the videos. See how sweet she is. She's a little sweetie. But, so with that being said, I'm sorry it's a long video, but I just wanted to really talk about that today. And so I just hope again that somebody out there has gone through this, and because just Googling it and getting the definition and everything, that's one thing, but actually hearing from people that's experienced it or experiencing it right now is so much better. So if you have had issues with that, please comment, and it would be so appreciated. So again, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Everybody have a blessed day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.